What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about some of the confusion that's been going on, not on purpose, but the confusion in general on the professors for Hogwarts Legacy. I think this is insanely interesting. It's insanely awesome, honestly. And I said this in a video a few days ago. We're getting close. Like, we're getting very, very close to just being able to label these people certain names. And I think we will over the next month or two. I highly doubt, while of course there is going to be story things kept secret and plot and different, maybe characters in general, but I really think a lot of them you're going to know who you're dealing with before you even step into the game. And so this came from that Autodesk presentation we've talked about. We talked about the charms teacher, right? That was the number one thing that was very easily located. In fact, Chandler, right, the community manager, even like he confirmed it. So it's Abraham Ronan, right? A Slytherin of Slytherin House is the charms professor. So that's super cool. But then we have a little confusion over, let's talk about Phineas Nicholas Black, okay? Now, and hopefully, by the way, for the love of God, I hope I'm saying that right, but let's just say Professor Black, just to be very, very safe. So, obviously, a descendant of what we know of, like, the Black, Black House or Black family, and what we have always been debating is he really does seem like he's going to be in this game, right? I really don't think anybody thinks you're going into this game without him in it. But the question is he a headmaster? Or is he the potions teacher, right? You look at the trailer, you see the potions teacher. Boy, does he look like what Sirius Black, what you would imagine he would look like back then. From the attire to the hair, I mean, everything looks very much like it, right? At the same time, the timeline is kind of muddied. We don't know. And I think, that's a positive, I guess, because they get to play around with that. He could have been the potions teacher the year before, and then this could be like the first year he is the headmaster. We don't really know. But we do know, again, it really seems very likely he is there and he's doing things. So, again, question is headmaster or potions teacher? Now, with the Autodesk presentation, we had a picture, and again, I'm going to be very safe, so I'm probably not going to show the picture, but it goes through a bunch of, in my opinion, well, I don't actually even know how they're organizing it, because they go through portrait armor, Professor Black, Dark Wizard Captain Dynamics, Deathly Hallows, Professor Black again. So I think it's like an order of what you're going to be, of maybe a scene of what you're seeing. It got people talking about like a Deathly Hallows like robe. Like, is that like a cosmetic thing? It very much could be. But you also see Professor Black, which is the first time that we, like, really up until this point, thinking that Black is in this game has been completely dictated by the fans, right? Fans have said it, and they've really never, Avalanche has ever really said anything about it. So this is the first time, having Professor Black. Okay, nailed it. That does not mean he's the potions teacher, right? Professor Black, well, Professor Dumbledore, right? You still call them that. Even, I mean, yes, headmaster, but you still can call them professor, and it would be, you'd be fine. Now, Hogwarts Legacy News broke it down, and there was at some point where they were, again, I mean, a lot of this stuff is very, very technical. They were putting together a scene, okay? And so they were dragging different, I guess, like bars, like timelines, and one thing kind of comes after the other, and it's super hard to see, but it literally says Potions Intro, Part 1A, Professor Sharp. Okay, and there's a lot of underscores there, right? A lot of, technical coding-like things, but that's what it says. So, I mean, I don't know how to read that any other way than Professor Sharp is the potions teacher, right? It also goes through the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, and that's Professor Hecat, or it's Hecat, however you want to say that name. But that would be the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher if you take it the same way, right? That it's got like the name of the where you are, what class you're in, and then the professor that is teaching that class. If that order holds, if that's true, then that's that's the case. So in that way, then Black is not the potions teacher. Now, again, like, the potions teacher is really the only one of the group that we saw that could have been that. I guess also it's important to know, because I don't think it's clear to everybody. It does, if you go on like the Wikipedia page or the Harry Potter fandom page, that is the order. I mean, he does make mention, I think in the books, that he was a teacher first and then he was a headmaster. It's kind of like a throwaway comment. Like, if, I didn't know it until I looked it up back 2 years ago when we first started talking about this, but that is the case. So he was a teacher first somewhere. We're just kind of assuming it was potions, and then he eventually became headmaster. So I would honestly say, based off of this detective work, he probably is the headmaster, which is interesting. It's definitely interesting. It kind of is fun because he was always looked at, again, if you kind of look through the fandom page or the Wikipedia on him, he was never really liked. You know, I mean, he kind of hated the students kind of hated him. It was kind of that thing. So that would be a really, really cool dynamic, I think, to explore in this game. But there you have it. So again, there has been some confusion. It's not confirmed, but again, I mean, you go based off of, you were kind of like piecing this puzzle together. Again, leading into this, you know, having the Black family lineage being in this game was always pushed by the fans as something that probably happens, along with the trailer. The very first trailer, you know, shows, like, again, mainly the teacher, and you're like, okay, well, that looks a lot like him, or again, what Sirius kind of would look like in it. And then now we have, so there is a Professor Black. Like, that is 100%, that's in the game. Whether they wanted people to know that, or, you know, in this Autodesk thing or not, that is 100% in this game, is that there's a Professor Black. And now the question is, who is he? Again, though, then you look at another slideshow in the presentation. It doesn't seem like Professor Black is the potions teacher. It's not the Defense Against Dark Arts teacher. It's not herbology. It's not charms. So, like, is there really anything else we would expect Black to be teaching? And it's like, well, the only other thing, again, just because they're called Professor Black does not mean he can't be the headmaster. In fact, he most likely is, in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow or support me anywhere else, all my social media is in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.